Hello, everybody. Welcome. Welcome to my show, The Wisdom of Essential Oils. I'm Leonie Featherstone. My business is called Sense of Empowerment, and you can find me at that link below with my beautiful doTERRA essential oils because they are my platform. I love to share the oils and love to share the messages of the oils and the wisdom of the oils with all of you who hop on here with me and the many people who cross my path in life. So welcome this morning. Hi, Anna Maria. Lovely to have you on. When you pop on, and I'm streaming into a few different groups, so some of you won't see the people I'm talking to, but just let me know where you're from and what's going on in your life. I love to share the wisdom, but I also love to answer your questions if I can. I love working with the emotions, and I work with the emotion card. So with the oils, they each have an emotional message for us. And so if you would like me to pull a card for you, just drop your name down below and I will do that for you. So being a little bit challenged multitasking at times, sometimes I'm trying to look at the messages and trying to share what I want to share with you. So bear with me if I've missed your name. Just pop your name down there again and I'll write it down and we'll come to you because I want to make sure you all get a message from our beautiful essential oils. I'd also love to know, are you already using essential oils? And our topic today, because I always like to pick a topic, is sense of stillness. How many of you carve out a space for stillness in your day? There is so much value to be had in being silent and in just creating that space where we can let go. Hi, Kerry. Lovely to have you on again. So that's going to be our topic today. So while I'm chatting here at the beginning and in between doing the card readings for you, I want you to start thinking about, when was the last time I was actually really still? And if you can remember that, what was going on and how did it feel? Kia ora, Mama G. Yes, you don't use oil. Okay, I'll write your name down and we'll come to you soon. But first up, I always like to draw a card for the collective. And this morning, the oil that I drew was one of our beautiful blends called Past Tense. And past tense, we refer to it as a tension blend. It's kind of like saying we want all that tension to be gone. And so if we think about it on a physical level, this blend I use a lot because if I'm doing too much computer work or I'm getting overwhelmed, I carry my tension across my shoulders. So I'll rub it along my shoulders and up the back of my neck and put it on my hands and inhale, and I can feel my physical body relaxing. But it's also really good to help us let go of any feelings of overwhelm and feeling of emotional tension that might be hanging around us. And it's very soothing. And this is where you find the oils are wonderful partners, wonderful additions to our toolkit, our life toolkit, because they can be easily used. And that's what I love to teach. Excuse me, I've got itchy nose. Not sure what that means, but anyway, let's go with it. So with the tension blend, what we're looking to create here is balance to the mind and body. Who wouldn't like to be feeling balanced holistically, mind, body, soul? And we want to create that calm feeling so that we are relaxing that tension and allowing all of that isn't serving us, that emotional distress, to go. And our centering thought as a collective today, I'd love you to join in with this, is I relax and I allow my mind and body to be calm and collected. I am able to process and create positive energy. And with these cards, my friends, and you'll know when I draw one for you, there is a question for us to ask ourselves. So we ask, why is it so easy for me to release stress and stay positive? So what I'm seeing around me at the moment is so many people who are just overwhelmed and really busy being busy. We're becoming more of a human doing than a human being, as one of my friends says. And we are designed to be, to stay still. I love reading about the Stoics and their philosophies, and Ryan Holiday. If you're looking for a good book to read, Ryan Holiday, Stillness is the Key, a great book. And one of the concepts in that is, when people are doing pottery, and maybe if you're a potter, pop a chat in the chat, and you create a cup, you actually fashion it so that it comes out and you have a skin around nothing. There's nothing in the center of a cup. But how useful is that nothingness? that space we create can be filled with hot chocolate or coffee or herbal tea or tea, whatever your drink of choice. So there is a lot of value in nothingness. Thank you. Thank you. So I'm trying to read the chats as well. So yes, so that's something to think about. Where can we carve out this nothingness in our life where we can just sit and be and accept all the wonderful things that come with that stillness, and what we can let go of in that stillness as well. You know, when you think about it, there is so much bombardment out there of noise, information. We're an information overload. We're overfed and undernourished, not just on a physical level, on an intellectual level, on an emotional level as well. So that's just some thoughts I wanted to leave you. And then I chose another card from the Dalai Lama. I love the Dalai Lama, and I think when I think of stillness, that man I think could embody that. And his advice to us today is, if you expect to become enlightened in a few days, it would be too presumptuous. It is very important to apply sustained effort, like the continual flowing of a stream. And from that, I take that, you know, don't expect to be able to just be still the first time you try it. Some of you may meditate. Some of you may be like me. I just love sitting with nature and looking at trees. So whatever it is, don't expect to create that stillness straight away, but with sustained effort and application, you will reach that point. Okay, so let me just make a note here. Oh, Ramina, you used doTERRA. Wonderful, wonderful. Hello, Raina. Hi, Deirdre. Lovely to see you. Jadina, lovely, lovely. So let me just write down Raina's name. And while I'm writing these names down, start thinking about, how do you create stillness in your life? Because I would like to know that. And I'm going to suggest some oils that you can use throughout the day as well, to help you with that. Okay. So, hi, Nikki. Lovely to have you on. Hi, Juliana. I'll send that gift to you at some stage, Juliana, later in the week. It'll be on its way. Okay. So, we're talking about a sense of stillness and the importance of bringing this stillness into our life, because when we can actually block out that noise, we can start to listen to our body, listen to our inner wisdom coming forth. I think some of it's trying to come forth now. So what I'm going to do to start the day off, I'm going to read a card here for, yes, Ramina, I will do one for you. I'm going to start with Raina. Oh, sorry, no, Mama. Mama, I think I wrote your name down first. So Mama G, is it? That sounds like that might be a lovely nickname. Okay, so this is how it works. I'm going to draw a card. And, okay, so Mama, yours is our beautiful focus blend. And we call this In Tune. So it's helping to think of our bodies like an orchestra. Think of your body like an orchestra, Mama. You know, with all those instruments and the choir, they can all be singing in tune, or sometimes they might start and at different times, and things aren't quite in harmony. So this is where we're working with you, Mama. We want to bring your whole orchestra into key. So any distractions, I'm going to invite you to let them go. Just let them go. Just bring yourself into that stillness. I want you to feel totally present. I want you to feel complete. I want you to feel whole. And this is going to create your own ability to get centered and focused and stay in that present moment when you use this In Tune. And you can use it topically on the back of your neck. You could put it in the palms of your hands and inhale it. And this is going to help you feel more grounded. And your centering thought, Mama, is, I create a life of focus and direction. I live in the present moment. And I don't know what's going on in your life at the moment. I always feel like you're being pulled from left to right and you're not sure which path to go. So sometimes we just need to get really clear, Mama, on who Mama is, what Mama wants, Mama's purpose in life, and then take that quiet space to ponder that, use the oil and move forward. And ask yourself this question: why is it so easy for me to stay focused and connected? So that one is for you, Mama. Okay, so has anyone told me how they center themselves, how they get still? No, not yet. Okay, so I'm going to just start off the bat. I always like to share an oil blend to help us really come into whatever the topic that I'm talking about. And today I've chosen lemongrass. Oh, sorry, not lemongrass, lemon myrtle. I think I need to get grounded, a bit more grounded. Lemon myrtle. I'm just really drawn to lemon myrtle at the moment. So this combination is lemon myrtle, frankincense, and sandalwood. So I'll just tell you a little bit about each of those oils, and then we'll talk about some other things, and I'll do some more readings for you. But lemon myrtle is so pungent and aromatic, and it's really, to me, it connected with me straight away, and it's like cleansing out the fog. So have any of you experienced that kind of mental fog where you feel like you're just operating on autopilot? Well, lemon myrtle's great for that because it's just like cleansing, clearing out. We accumulate so much toxicity from unnecessary information, unnecessary emotional baggage that we take on from other people and ourselves. So it's just helping us to let go of that, let go of any low vibrations that are stopping us from being our beautiful whole selves. And so, this oil is a beautiful aspect of this blend, and it's really just going to help you to clear out and leave space for that positive, proactive, energetic, joyful thinking. So that's one aspect of the blend. Now I'm going to bring in frankincense, our beautiful Frankie boy, who is just the oil of truth. And frankincense brings us back to our truth. He allows us to, maybe let go of the lower vibrations again, maybe let go of what we've covered up, let go of those misaligned thoughts about ourselves, and really just, get rid of the darkness, release all of that and make way for the light. And in making way for that light, it allows us to really connect with the divine without and the divine within. We are one. So frankincense is a really powerful blend to bring in there. And frankincense is so powerful emotionally, but physically, it really is such a great friend to have in our life to support our physical wellness. And then sandalwood. I love trees, and I invite you all to go and sit or stand and look at a tree and see how it conducts itself in life, and you will learn so many lessons, my friends. And so with sandalwood is very much about teaching us that we don't have to go alone, that sometimes it's a little bit of pride that's making us want to go alone, that we need to be vulnerable at times. And sandalwood actually relies on nutrients from a host tree. So that in itself is teaching us that we need to ask. We need to be okay with asking. And in being okay to ask, we will learn. We will take many lessons from other people. So it's also an oil that we often use for meditation, sacred devotional activities, etc., because it is so calming, it is so soothing. And what it's doing is actually helping to calm our thoughts. So we stop everything that's going on in our head and just come down to that calm place where we can actually hear our inner voice. We can hear the voice of spirit within, without, and we can start to get a true knowing of who we are and where we're meant to be. So when you combine those three of clearing out, clearing the way, revealing our truth, steadying ourselves, cutting out the outside noise, I think you have a beautiful blend where you could then sit in stillness. I encourage you to create an affirmation to go with your oils whenever you're using them, but I like to come up with one myself. And so for today, for using that blend, I wrote, I empty myself of all but stillness, and my mind and heart are filled with inspiration, joy, and love. So that's just a little suggestion for you. If you'd like to know any more on what I've talked about today, please connect personally with me. I love to create long-term relationships. I'm here to guide you. And if any of you want to go on a personal journey with me, and I will guide you with your oils on a physical, emotional, spiritual level, I'd love to do that as well. So Nikki, Nikki has shared, and I know some of you won't be able to read this because you're in different groups. I center myself by closing my eyes and focusing on my breathing if I'm indoors. If I am outdoors, I like to slip off my shoes and feel my feet in the grass while closing my eyes for a minute and just breathing. especially if I'm feeling anxious. My favorite time of the morning is early before everyone is awake. It's nice to pop outside with my coffee and feel my feet in the grass. How beautiful is that? How beautiful in that early morning silence with your feet really connecting with Mama Earth. And breath. You've touched on a really good subject, that is breath. And I encourage all of you to look at your breathing. And breath is it's our life. It's our life force. And then when you combine that with oils, when you start using oils, you have to be mindful of your breathing, and particularly when you are inhaling and you're more conscious of your breath. So they work really well together. So thank you so much for that, Nikki. That's beautiful. Okay, so who else did I have on my list? Raina. Let's draw a card for Raina. And anyone else, how do you ground yourself? How do you create that sense of stillness in your life where you can start to think about who you are and what you want to be and when you grow up? Okay, so Raina, the oil card I've drawn for you today is our Console blend. It's one of our beautiful emotional aromatherapy blends. And I love to think of Console as being sending you, Raina, a beautiful, squishy, warm, comforting hug in a bottle. So I'm sending that out to you right now. Whatever you're going through, whatever grief or sadness is holding you right now, this blend is just going to encourage you to know that you are validated, that you are surrounded by comfort and care, and that you can let that go. Let that go easily, softly, as it feels for you. And know that when you release, again, when we release, we leave space for healing. And so this is going to create for you, Raina, a place to heal from the transitions that come with grief and loss. It comforts the heart to accept and move forward with healing to release that heaviness. And your centering thought is, I accept the painful transitions in life as moments to reflect and learn that pain can be a great teacher. And your question to ask yourself, Raina, is, why do I feel such peace and comfort? And I hope that that is comforting to you. This is a beautiful, supportive blend. And if you'd like to know more about it, how to get it, my link is down the bottom there. You're free to go and just check out the site and order anything that you want. But I really love you to come to me because I want to make sure that we connect and that I can add my healing touch to you and my support to you as well. So I hope that helps you, Raina. Somebody said here that they meditate. Ramina, you meditate. Yeah, that's wonderful. It's really interesting because I always used to think, oh, I'm just not good at meditating because I had a view of what meditating was. But it was taught to me that we have different ways of meditating. And for me to be I love going down to the cattle yards and just sitting there and, watching the animals and watching the trees and feeling the wind. And, when I'm in nature, I find it much easier to meditate. So find your sanctuary, create your sanctuary. But whatever you do, intentionally bring stillness into your life because you will see remarkable benefits from it. This world where we are constantly filling every space, every moment, we pick this up every second to check if we have messages. And we're really just cramping our own style in many ways. And I wrote down some things here somewhere. Oh, yes. They're showing that, if your brain is receiving too much information, it automatically thinks it's under threat. And it pretty much goes into that fight or flight state. And because it thinks it's under threat, it kind of scans the world looking for threats. So it's kind of like looking for negativity. And because your brain is limited, whatever you attend to first is your reality. And so we almost become hypervigilant. And so this is why it's really important to find your sanctuary, bring more stillness in, bring your oils in, bring in your meditation skills, bring in your breathing, bring in whatever other tools you can. And I want to encourage you to tap into some of the brilliant people that are on the Spiritual Events Directory page. And I want to give a great shout out to my friend Jess Beard, who did my show for me the other week. And Jess is this beautiful, gentle, amazing powerhouse of wisdom. Her business is Jess Beard, the Inner Alchemist, and you can find her on Facebook. And I asked Jess to just send me a little paragraph on what she does. And I want to share that with you because I love to network with people. I love to share tools and advice that maybe can help you as well. So Jess is a business and self-esteem coach and an archetypal teacher. Jess helps people to understand true empowerment and manifestation by teaching them how to understand their relationship to power. So she can do this for you. And so, as well as understanding how we are sabotaging ourselves, Jess can help us to finally break this cycle and step up into our dreams and live a life of purpose. How good would that be? I'm actually really looking to doing a deep dive with Jess into the archetypal archetypes and learning more about myself so I can be better, because my mission in life is to empower you to be the best you can be. And for me to do that, I have to be the best I can be. And it's a daily progress. And so tapping into people like Jess can really help me be better. And I'm sure it can help you as well. So let's look at who else we've got on here. We have Nikki, my beautiful friend Nikki. I love having my friends revisit. So those of you who are on here for the first time, love to have you back and love to have you share more about yourselves as right. Before I go to Nikki, Mama G, thank you for the feedback. You go into your room, lay on the bed, block and clear my mind, sometimes for 30 minutes to an hour until I feel right in myself. Yes, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. And that's so true. I think sometimes we expect perfection of ourselves straight away. We expect to be able to get to that space we want to be. It doesn't always happen, but, be gentle, give yourself a little kiss on the cheek and try again. Just send some love, sending extra love to your Mama G. Okay, so Nikki, we have drawn for you the beautiful Ice Blue blend. And I think we may have drawn this one for you before. But this is, again, a beautiful doTERRA blend. And it comes in a little pure blend, but it also comes in a handy sports rub, because this blend is very soothing for our muscles that have been overexerted or for other aspects of our body that are bringing us discomfort. It is one of my favorite products and one I use many, many times a day. So, Nikki, what this is teaching us, yes, we know it's great for those physical aspects of discomfort, but it's also very powerful on an emotional level. And Nikki, this is just really inviting you to face that pain, face that emotional pain, look it in the eye, because that great saying, when fear is faced, the death of fear is certain. And so look at it and accept the lesson that it is teaching you. It's not when we have pain, my friends, it's not a punishment, it's a lesson. It's teaching us something. And maybe we've missed the lesson. And maybe it just needs to be repeated so we can actually find that lesson and really, really get it clear in our minds. So just letting go of that. And I think what I love also about Ice Blue, it's very soothing. So it's teaching us the lesson, Nikki, with gentleness and with love. So this is going to create the ability for you to accept healing. Because sometimes if we're not understanding the reason behind or the lesson behind, it inhibits the healing. So it'll help you to release that resistance to experiencing that pain, and it'll help you to learn, Nikki. And your centering thought is, I walk through pain with courage and strength to overcome and learn from it. And I know you have that courage within you, Nikki. And your affirmation is, why am I so courageous? So I hope that is helpful for you, Nikki. And for those of you who are out there who may be experiencing physical discomfort, this Ice Blue blend is wonderful. It has wintergreen in it, which is so soothing and powerful. It's an analgesic on its own. When you look at the chemistry behind it, the methyl salicylates. When you look at peppermint in there, when you look at helichrysum, and on that emotional level, when you look at helichrysum, which we often refer to as liquid stitches in the physical form, it's working on the inside to help heal, to knit together that part of us that's been torn apart with pain. So, Nikki, I hope that was meaningful for you. And I want to just throw an invitation out there to you as well. If any of you are in the business of any business, it might be a healing business, it might be a sports business, it might be anything. And if you'd like to take a little bit of an exploration with me on how the essential oils could support you in that business, I love working with fellow business owners to integrate the oils into their business to help them with their clients and to help them with their financial income, but to allow them to focus on their passion So the oils can easily integrate and play a lower key so you can focus on that. So if any of you out there want to know how the oils can be integrated into your business to create that extra income stream, I'm looking for business partners right now. And if any of you out there just love the concept of working with people and helping them to be the best they can be, and working with the oils on a physical level or an emotional level, again, reach out to me, because I'm looking for you. I want to oil up the world and bring peace and harmony through these beautiful gifts of the earth. I cannot do it on my own. And I want to find people to do that with. So connect with me. Okay. The other thing I want to say to you with stillness is, there's so many things around us that can take us off course. So it's really, really important to do the inner work, to work out who you are, what you stand for. We've talked about this before, guys, having your list of values, doing your joy ollie. An ollie, for any of my new friends on here, is you draw a circle in the middle of the page, you have legs going out like an octopus with more circles, and you write a question in the middle. What brings me joy? And write on that. And you might be really surprised, as one of my dear friends that was on last week discovered. She filled that with things, but a lot of them she hasn't been doing. And now she's decided to go forth and make sure she brings more of those activities into her life to ensure that she is topping up her joy tank. Because when we are in joy, we vibrate at a different level. We can bring more in. We are attracting more abundance. And this is the power of bringing in stillness into your life. And so another oil I want to talk to you about is arbor vitae. It's another tree. It's a beautiful tree that grows in Canada, and it grows hundreds and hundreds of feet tall in the forest. So I want you to take a walk in this forest right now and imagine this beautiful, big, tall tree towering over you, standing there in all its wisdom, still, just looking out in total stillness, just being, roots deep down into the ground. But you know what? When its time comes, that tree falls. Here's the thing. The arbor vitae tree can lie on the forest floor for decades and nothing attacks it. Nothing. So what is that telling us? That, we don't have to be busy trying to find all the answers all the time. We don't have to be doing this all on our own. Life doesn't have to be a struggle. We are protected. Listen to the arbor vitae tree, lying there in stillness, not worrying. There is a greater power. Source, God, Buddha, Jesus, Allah, whoever is your source, they're protecting us. We are not alone. And so when we have that ability to let go, which arbor vitae is inviting us to do, we can let go and let go of all of those sort of negative thoughts that may be invading our space. And we can just let them float off out into the atmosphere. And then in that silence, in that stillness, we can hear our own intuition. So the stillness is really powerful to help us increase our listening skills. We often look for the answers outside, instead of going within. So arbor vitae can help us do that. And the arbor vitae oil is extracted from the heart of the tree. And so another lesson there for us is that we can go inwards and look within. What makes my heart sing? What do I truly want for me? So there's another oil that can help you. And as arbor vitae on a physical level can help us to clear out our lungs. So it's clearing out all those toxic thoughts that are invading our mind so that we can really hear our heart speak. So Deirdre, I still myself quite often. I love it. Deirdre, pop in the chat. How do you still yourself? How do you still yourself? Sorry. And Esther, you would like a card too. I'll write your name down. Okay, so Ramina, I've come to Ramina now. If I've missed your name, please feel free to pop it in the chat again, because as I said, sometimes I get carried away and I don't see you. So Ramina, this one is for you, and you are already using oils. That's really lovely. So let's see. Deirdre, you like that? What makes my heart sing? Yes. I think we need to find more things that make us feel good. It's not being selfish, because when we feel good, we probably feel more inclined to be nice to other people. It's that simple. And if we're kind to other people, we can change the world. But first, we must be kind to ourselves. So, Ramina, we have for you another one of our doTERRA essential oil blends, Smart and Sassy. Now, we like to refer to this as our metabolic blend. It helps to support our body, bring our body back into balance. And that, my friends, if you're not used to using essential oils, that's what they are designed to do. They're nature's gifts to us, and they help to bring our body back into balance so it can do the job it's meant to do, that it can heal itself, it can bring us into harmony. And so what Sassy is inviting you to do, Romina, is to let go of anything where you might be being a bit hard on yourself. If you're really giving yourself a hard time about your body image, about something you've done, this is time to just really assess those thoughts about how am I speaking to my inner self? How are you speaking to your inner self, Romina? And so really just to come back into that place of this is my holy vessel, and to value it and to really see your own self-worth. That's what I'm inviting you to listen to Smart and Sassy, and that's the message. All about valuing yourself. So this is going to create a place to release painful emotions and experience a deeper acceptance of self, and to see your inner beauty you have, Romina. And when you see your inner beauty, you will really begin to really see that value that you have to offer yourself and that you have to offer others. And so I hope I'm pronouncing your name right, Romina. Your centering thought is, I fully accept myself and my body. I see my inner beauty. And your question to ask yourself is, why is it so easy to love myself so fully and completely? So I hope that has meaning for you, Romina. And so Deirdre, ask Deirdre what she does to go and find that stillness. And Deirdre says, I just sit somewhere in quietness and clear my mind. And that is when I hear. Yeah. Beautiful, beautiful. So it doesn't have to be anything too elaborate. It can just be that. Go find somewhere where you feel good, sit, and then let it go. I used to find it really hard to meditate, but you put me in front of a campfire, I can just look at those flames and I am so still. And all I am seeing is that flickering light. So sometimes I find what helps is if we sometimes think we have to empty our heads of everything, but even if you're just focusing on one thing, maybe it's the flame, maybe it's the sound of your breathing, maybe it is the feeling of your chest going in and out. That can help as well. Romina, oh, okay, that helps. Fantastic. Love it, love it. I love how a greater force is just, the puppeteer pulling the strings and helping us share the messages that are meaningful for each other today. Okay, so what was another oil I wanted to talk to you about? Oh, I know, lavender peace. I'm not sure if those of you who are using doTERRA have tried this, or those of you who haven't. It is a beautiful, beautiful blend. And I could probably sleep on a barbed wire fence, but this is the blend that goes into my diffuser by my bed every single night, because another way to create stillness and to, block out the busyness is to create rituals in your life. So for me, the ritual before I go to bed is I put lavender peace in the diffuser, and that is permeating the air all throughout the night. And sometimes I'll just wake up and I'll get that beautiful whiff and it just takes me to my happy place. But it has such a soothing, calming effect on the body. So I put it in the diffuser, and then I'll often just put a little swipe under my nose as well and on my hands and inhale. And it's kind of like I feel like I've got this extra doona wrapped around me to take me off into the land of Nod. But why is lavender peace so powerful? Lavender peace has sandalwood in it. It has vetiver, and vetiver is another deeply grounding oil. It's a plant, a grass-like plant with roots that go right down into the ground and really tightly interwoven. And it's inviting us to go deep within and unravel everything that is maybe going on in there that's tying us up in knots. And lavender peace also has marjoram in there, which when you look at the chemistry in marjoram, it actually has a relaxing effect on the muscles. And so from a physical level, you can start to think, everything's starting to relax because there's lavender in there as well. But also on an emotional level, it's just helping us to relax that stiffness that we've got in our heart, perhaps in our whole being. And we can start to let go. We can start to let go of hanging on so tight to the old hurts, to the anger, to the frustration. You know, when we are so rigid in our thinking, it's really hard to allow stillness and fresh thoughts to come in. And so with Lavender Peace, it's very much about bringing in inner tranquility. And so this oil just invites calm into our world. And it's really powerful to stop that monkey chatter, which is stopping us from just being in the moment and being still. So I'd really encourage you to look at that oil as well if you need to bring some calm into your world and create that stillness. I've got a quote here from Ryan Holiday before I go on to our next reading. And Ryan Holiday wrote that book, Stillness is the Key. And he said, if we can clear space consciously and consciously empty our mind, insights and breakthroughs will happen. Okay, so how do we do that? How? One of the ways I bring stillness into my world is I love to go out in the pool and just lie there and look up at the clouds. And just I look at the shape of the clouds. So I'm not thinking of anything. I'm just watching the clouds disperse across the sky. Sometimes there's different levels. And then some will morph into a different shape. And I can just lie there and I'm just so still and at peace. And it's a really good feeling because it's really like, you know, vitamin peace we bring into our life. So, yeah, Deirdre, you're an outdoors, listening to nature person as well. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, so I'm going to do Esther. Esther would like a card. So, and Marion, I've just seen Marion pop up. I can do a card for you too, Marion. Beautiful. Okay, so how else do you create stillness? What are some other ways we can bring stillness into our life? Okay, so Marion, you have drawn peppermint. And it's probably quite appropriate that we bring peppermint in today, and I'll tell you why in a moment. But Marion, maybe right now you are feeling like there's a lot going on and it's just a bit overwhelming emotionally. Peppermint is inviting you just to take some time out. And peppermint, because it's on a physical level, it's kind of invigorating and gives us pep, as the name suggests. Peppermint just sometimes will help us just rise above whatever's going on at the moment and just take a breath, take a break. Now, my little bit of advice I have to pop in there is we do need to go back and deal with whatever's going on, Marion. But, you know, for the moment, sometimes we just need to have that little bit of space, that little bit of time out. So this is what peppermint's going to encourage you to do. And so whatever heartache is going on, whatever pain, whatever feelings of despondency perhaps you're experiencing at the moment, this is just going to help you to rise above. It's going to help you in that time of time out is the time for renewal. It's a time for re-energizing yourself and for finding those insights into how to move forward. And so what this is creating for you is more optimism when you're feeling weighed down, more hope when you're feeling discouraged. And it's going to lighten your heart because right now maybe your heart is feeling really heavy. So it's going to lighten your heart and just give you that little bit of glimmer of hope, because hope is always there. Your centering thought is, I choose to live a life of joy and optimism. I live my life with ease and grace. I live my life with ease and grace, Marion. And your question, Marion, is, why is my life so full of joy? And maybe for you, the time is to do a joy ollie that we spoke about before. Circle in the middle of the page, write what brings me joy, and then do all the legs out to the side with little circles and write in there, what brings me joy? For those of you who may be really struggling, something that you might want to think about is, what used I do when I was a kid that used to make me laugh or bring me joy, or those sorts of things. Yeah. So, Marion, I hope that was helpful for you. Justine, love to just sit in my garden. May I please have a card? Absolutely, I can do a card for you. If anyone prior I've missed, please let me know, because I have Justine down at the moment. The other thing that I was going to ask you was, how do you block out how do you block out all of that noise? And I think that this is where boundaries come in. About, we can be really practical, and we can turn off the notifications on our technology. We can, if we're in business, we let people know when we're available. We choose to check our emails at certain times a day and respond to people. And I think we always have to keep our business etiquette and our personal etiquette in line. It's not about, okay, well, I'm just going to turn everything off, because then you'll have everyone worrying about you. But to set your own boundaries, and some oils that are helpful to set energetic boundaries and emotional boundaries. One is On Guard, and that is a blend we have that has wild orange, eucalyptus, rosemary, cinnamon, and clove in it, and is a fantastic boundary to tell any nasties in the air to just stay away. But on an energetic level, it's really powerful, because it's kind of like you standing in your power, setting that boundary, knowing what you will allow in and what you won't, and just really being firm with that. So On Guard is a really powerful one I want to throw in there for you. And another one is lemongrass. We might have spoken about lemongrass last week, but when you look at lemongrass, it's kind of like shaped like a sword. And if you think it like cuts through any kind of negative energy that's around, so you want to cleanse the energy and then set up your boundaries with On Guard. Another one is tea tree. Tea tree is really powerful. It's a powerful cleansing oil. We probably all know about tea tree. But it's also one that not only does it help us to set boundaries and clear out negative energy, it invites us to go within. So when you have a scratch or a scrape, you don't just put a Band-Aid on top. You want to get the tea tree in there to cleanse out the wound. It's the same sort of thing with us. We want to look within and go, okay, well, I want to just check, what's in there causing this problem right now. So what are we doing? What are our behaviors? What are our thoughts that maybe are creating that codependency or creating that lack of boundaries? So they're really good oils to use to go within, clear out, and set up some firm boundaries. So there's some tips for you as well. Marion, thank you. Pretty accurate. Wonderful. I'm so pleased to be of service. Again, my friends, if any of you want to go on a deep dive with me, please put a comment, and I will private message you. I'll private message you, so please look out in your other box, because I think that's where some of the messages go, and then we can go on a really deep personal exploration if that's something you'd like to do. And we have some beautiful special offers for our new doTERRA family members as well. And then one thing I want to say to you is integrity is everything to me. So if you're already being taken care of by another doTERRA wellness advocate, I honor that connection, and they will give you equal beautiful service. But if you haven't got a connection, come connect with me. I'd love to go on this journey with you. Okay, so let us look at something for Justine. Okay, and then I'll tell you about a couple of other oils that might help you as well on our path to stillness. Justine, you have drawn tangerine. Now, tangerine is a beautiful citrus. I hope you like citrus, Justine. We have a whole range of citrus, and I love putting citrus in my water just as food flavoring. It's just amazing. Really packs a punch. And I don't mind a soda water every now and again, so I'll put some in that as well, and it's really refreshing and makes you think like you're having a real grown-up drink. Okay, so back to you, Justine. Tangerine. It's, when I think of tangerine, I think of orange and creativity and spontaneity. So I guess this is just, again, maybe you're in that overwhelmed state right now and just needing some support to kind of bring you back to your joy center. But this is often when we are overwhelmed, we shut down that creative side of us. And I really believe, Justine, that when you shut down your creativity, part of you just kind of shrivels. So this is like inviting you to open up and start expressing that side of yourself again. Bring some spontaneity back into your life. When you smell tangerine, you'll feel those joy bubbles start to, rise up to the surface, and with it, that creative spark. And so this is going to create cheer and room for that creative energy. If you are feeling stifled and overwhelmed right now, Justine. And again, bringing in that fun and excitement. Let's stop being serious. There are times to be serious, but the world is to be enjoyed. And sometimes when this happens to me, I feel like a lot of people in the group are not speaking up. They're not owning their right to voice their thoughts or that express that creativity. So your centering thought, Justine, is I am creative. Life is fun. I am open to all possibilities and life is full of joy. And your question is, why is my life so fun and so full of joy? So I hope that that helps you. So yours was tangerine. Okay, so excuse me, just clearing that out. Hi, Jackie. Lovely to have you on board. Jackie, I pull oil cards and share messages from those. So I will do that for you in a moment and we'll see what comes up for you. I want to talk about another oil that I believe can be very beneficial. We're talking about a sense of stillness and bringing that into our life so that we can actually hear that subtle voice within that has messages for us and the voice without from our source. And so that we can really resist the temptation to fill that stillness with noise, because often we're doing that because we're just frightened to face the truth, or we're just like distracting ourselves intentionally so we don't have to deal with what's right in front of us. So one way to bring abundance into our life of anything is to sit in gratitude. And so bringing in gratitude practices into your life, like the first thing I wake up in the morning, I'm grateful. I'm grateful for whatever pops into my head and what is I see in front of my eyes. That's before I even get out of bed. And at night, it's the same thing before I go to sleep, thinking about the best thing that happened in the day and being grateful for it. Excuse me. So an oil I invite you to think about is spikenard. It's not a common oil. It's an oil you may have seen talked about in the Bible, but it's very much about sitting in gratitude and having full appreciation for everything. And I mean everything, my friends, everything that goes on in life. And particularly if we can sit in observation of life and look at things that maybe aren't so good and thinking, what is this teaching me? Why has this shown up in my life right now? Without going into blame, without going into victim mentality. So that can be really powerful. And it's really about surrendering. So spikenard is also inviting us just to surrender and just accept and to be ever, ever grateful. Because when we are letting go of those judgments or that victim mindset or that, comparison, that, beating up on ourselves, we let go of all of that. Again, we're creating that space for abundance to flow into. As I said in the very beginning, the concept of, a cup is a skin around nothing. But it's such a powerful nothing because we can fill it. And so when we can take that concept into our life of creating that emptiness in our life to allow for what serves us to come in and to set our boundaries and be on guard against that which doesn't serve us coming in, that's a really powerful state to be in. And as the Dalai Lama says, it's not going to happen overnight. We need to practice that. We need to bring those practices into our life. And so let me do a card for our friend Jackie that's just joined us. Jackie, oh, you have drawn the beautiful spearmint. Oh, heart be still. For those of you who find gosh, now I'm speaking Swahili, peppermint too strong, spearmint is a beautiful, softer version of a mint. But for you, Jackie, my friend, spearmint is all about, I'm not sure if you've got something coming up where you're feeling nervous, getting a bit of stage fright, feeling like you're not going to be able to voice what is needed to be said. Spearmint is going to be your friend right now. And so this is encouraging you to see the courage button, that you can turn that courage button on and you can then step up and speak and have presence and invite people to listen to what you have to say. And so this is creating the capacity to articulate a message or speak publicly in front of others and gain confidence in doing so. And this might not necessarily be on a stage, Jackie. This could be just a conversation that you need to have with someone. And so your centering thought, Jackie, is I am courageous. I have a message I am fearless, and I am articulate. And your question to ask yourself, Jackie, is why am I such a confident speaker? I hope that resonates with you. And let me tell you, Jackie, spearmint fudge is to die for. I do a lot of adding oils to my food to flavor them. And I did a really great one yesterday. It's so simple. Not everyone is has the ability or the time to cook from scratch. I find sometimes I'll buy a store-bought dip and I will add my oils to it to just give it that extra pizzazz. The day before, I bought one that was potato and spring onion, and I decided to experiment on Farmer Green, and he liked it, he approved, and I just added a tiny weeny, because the oils are powerful, amount of lemongrass to it, and wow, was that powerful. So spearmint fudge, just saying, yum. Okay, so Deirdre, yes, Deirdre, I can definitely do a card for you in a moment. I just want to share something else, because I was looking up some stats and things on stillness and what it can do. And some of the studies have shown that when we are in stillness, what we're doing, let's just backtrack a bit. When we're always busy, we're kind of in that fight or flight state, and that really stresses our nervous system. One part of our nervous system that just goes into that fight or flight. We've got another part that works to calm us. So that part that's like constantly like this, that's really, we're putting a lot of stress and wear and tear on our nervous system. So when we can go into stillness, we can actually increase our ability for that other part to rest and relax and restore. Because it's really important that our body has time to mend our body. But if we're not giving it that time, we basically are shortening our lifespan. It's that simple. So when we can go into stillness and calm, we are calming the mind. It allows us to feel more at peace, less stressed out. And you know what? The way I see it is you're just adding years to your time on this earth. That's the way I like to see it. So Justine, thank you very much. Love Citrus. You've lost yourself. Okay, you were a very creative person. So wonderful. Tangerine is just giving you that little gentle tap on the shoulder, Justine, and saying, yes, come on, bring it out. Share your gifts with the world, girlfriend. They need to be seen. And Jackie, that resonated with you too. Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, let me draw a card for our good friend Deirdre. And I hope you've been enjoying the session. I love your thoughts. You can PM me, friend me. I'm not really tech that much. I'm not overly tech savvy. I love this kind of face-to-face, and I love doing the individual connections. So if you'd like to come on an oil journey with me with the beautiful doTERRA essential oils, I love to share them with you. So you get them at the same price as I do, and you don't just get oils, you get me as your guide. I won't stalk you. I'll only stalk you to the extent you want to be stalked. So I've tailor-made my approach to everyone and work with your needs. And so, Deirdre, you have pulled the DDR Prime blend, which is a really powerful blend of oils designed to support our cellular health. So what this is doing for you, Deirdre, again, it tends to be a bit of a common theme at the moment. I'm noticing when I'm dealing with people either, off air or here, is that we are all needing to shed this toxicity. So whatever's going on with you at the moment, Deirdre, and I love that you're doing the stillness, and that's going to help you. But this is very much about, letting go of the toxicity and that overburdened feeling, but also inviting healing into your world. And sometimes we take on board thoughts from other people. Maybe it's, elders. Maybe it's people around us, and they're not serving you, Deirdre. So it's time to feel encouraged that you can start this healing process of releasing all that doesn't serve you and allowing that repair on so many levels to take place. And so, that's basically what it's creating, that space to heal from the damage of whether it's generational patterns or whatever you have invited into your life. And I think that might sound harsh, but, we all do. We we unwillingly sometimes invite things into our life that don't serve us because we feel duty bound or we feel it's the right thing to do. But we really need to think about what's the right thing to do by me. So I invite you to do that, Deirdre, with this DDR Prime blend. And your centering thought is, my body is renewed with health and strength. I am transformed into a healthy state of being. And your question to ask yourself is, why is it so easy for me to create positive transformation in my life? So if you're not already using doTERRA oils and you'd like to explore that more, Deirdre, please connect with me. And that goes for anyone who's not already using doTERRA oils. If you'd love to connect with me, I always go back in the chat and thank you and have a little comment. But if you'd like to take it deeper, please do. And I'll have a special little gift for you as well. So let's do that. So we're coming to the end of our time together, but one other oil I wanted to share, and particularly for our New Zealand friends who may be listening, is the beautiful oil of Manuka. And again, I apologize because I've had I've been told two different ways to say this, Manuka, or Manuka, I'm not sure, but it's a beautiful gift. All of our oils are gifts of the earth. Mother Nature, Source have created these for us to use to bring about healing and to bless lives. And so, Manuka is this powerful plant. It's powerful healing on a physical level, but it is there for humanity to use. And it's also inviting us to be open to the gifts and blessings that are around us in abundance. But you know what, my friends? So often we're so busy fanging it through life, being busy, then we're not seeing it. We're not seeing the opportunities. We're not seeing the doors that are opening for us. We're not seeing the people standing there with gifts in their arms for us because we're so busy being busy and we're so inundated with noise. So I'd really love to invite you this week to think about, where could you bring stillness into your life? How could you bring stillness into your life? What boundaries do you need to set? What practices that can you bring into your life that can block out all the noise so that you can sit in stillness and listen to that subtle voice of your own spirit combined with spirit without, that will give you guidance to go forth and be the most amazing human being that you were designed, the reason you're put on earth for, that you can express your creativity, that you can give voice to your thoughts with confidence and courage and bless the lives of everyone around you. So thank you so much for being with me today. I'm Leonie Featherstone. The show is The Wisdom of Essential Oils. We're here every Wednesday, same time, same bat channel. Love to know your thoughts. Please connect with me. Let's keep this relationship going because it's the relationships that are going to heal our world. Have a great week. Bye.